This presentation will discuss the 12 pairs of cranial nerves. You can tell that they are part of the peripheral nervous system because they end in the word nerve, and there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves that serve the head and the neck. Each pair has a descriptive name and a Roman numeral. These nerves can be classified as motor, sensory, or mixed. When trying to determine the name of a cranial nerve, I first write out the 12 Roman numerals. Then I use the saying, "Oh, once one takes the anatomy final, very good vacations are heavenly." This will get me the first letter of each cranial nerve. Now I can see that cranial nerve number 1 is the olfactory, 2 is the optic, 3 is the oculomotor, and so on. Cranial nerve number 1 is the olfactory nerve. This is a purely sensory nerve responsible for the sense of smell. Cranial nerve 2 is the optic nerve, again purely sensory, and is responsible for the sense of sight or vision. Cranial nerve 3 is the oculomotor nerve. The name tells us it is motor, and it supplies the extraocular muscles. That means it is responsible for eye movement. Cranial nerve 4 is the trochlear nerve. It is another nerve responsible for eye movement. Cranial nerve 5 is the trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal means that it has 3 branches. It is a mixed nerve carrying sensory information from the face and motor information to the muscles of mastication or chewing. Cranial nerve 6 is the abducens nerve. This is also motor for eye movement, specifically abduction of the eye. That means it innervates the lateral rectus muscle. Cranial nerve 7 is the facial nerve. For this nerve, I think motor to the muscles of facial expression. Cranial nerve 8 is the vestibulocochlear nerve. This nerve is also sensory, and it comes from the middle and inner ear. It is responsible for the senses of hearing and equilibrium. Cranial nerve 9 is the glossopharyngeal nerve. The root word gloss refers to the tongue, so this nerve will have fibers from the tongue and pharynx, or throat. The tongue portion is sensory, carrying some of the sense of taste, and the pharyngeal portion is motor, helping with swallowing. Cranial nerve 10 is the vagus nerve. Notice it is spelled differently than Las Vegas. However, the word vagus means to wander. All the other cranial nerves stay within the head and neck region. This nerve will wander down to the thoracic and abdominal cavities and carry up to 75% of all parasympathetic innervation to the viscera or organs. Cranial nerve 11 is the accessory nerve and is motor to the muscles of the upper neck, of the neck and upper back, specifically the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. And the last one, cranial nerve 12, is the hypoglossal nerve. Again, remember that gloss refers to tongue. In this case, hypoglossal carries motor fibers to the tongue. This image of the base of the brain shows the cranial nerves. When I want to visually identify one of these nerves, I have a specific rhythm I use. 1 and 2, cranial nerve 1 and 2 are kind of by themselves. Then there are groups of 3. Go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12 is kind of by itself again. So again, my rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice that when I'm doing 3, 4, and 5, they kind of come around the pons this way, and then when I do 6, 7, 8, I start from the bottom and go up towards the middle. So they kind of meet in the middle here, and then I go 9, 10, 11, and then 12 is by itself. Once I know the number of the cranial nerve I am identifying, I can use my saying and determine what the name of that nerve is.